Can you guys hear me and see me? My stream thing is not working very well. It's not showing me anything. If you can see me, say anything. Yes, the stream is working. Okay. Alright, cool. Morning. For some reason on my side it's showing that it's not working. It's saying error, so I just wanted to make sure before I started talking a whole lot and nobody would be actually listening. I do that in my personal time anyway, so it wouldn't have been a big deal, but you know. So let's see. So far, the IHS has a bunch of volume. TBLT. Alright, so there's a lot of volume here I gotta go through and check out. CEMI, let's see. What's the SPY doing today? SPY actually having a little pullback at the moment. CHFS, nothing there. And I got AIHS and DLPM both on the watch list. I'm getting there. I'm just trying to make. See, TBLT had a nice pop there. We'll leave that up for now. UAVS is selling off. I'm gonna take this off the watch list. See, DLPN having a bit of a pullback right here. So we got some resistance right ahead at 154. So it looks like it's not going to, well, let's see. Gotta wait and see where this candle closes to see if it's gonna bounce off of this pre-market high. There's the pre-market high. So you can see it's trying to pull back above that pre-market high. Maybe a possible entry there, but gotta wait for that candle to close. Let's see, AIHS. So they've got some earnings, it looks like. And AIHS is selling off right now. That needs a little time. Be that selling off. CLSK. See, they got a 2.9 million second life electric vehicle battery grant. So we know the EV stocks have been hot. This is a bit of a triangle here. If it could stay in this triangle. Might could be something there. Let me. Oh, that's fine. CLNE. I don't know. Let's see. Nice pop. How much volume has this had so far? A couple million. CLNE. See, it's coming right up to pre-market high, so there's going to be some resistance there. There's a lot with volume. Let's see, DLPM pulling all the way back below pre-market high all the way to right across here. That line's crooked. I'm going to be a little cautious today because yesterday we saw some quick pops in the morning, and then after that everything sold off. Solo had one little quick pop kind of mid-morning. Yours went crazy on you. If you might not, I don't know if you can see it on the live stream, but up here in the corner, if you saved your layout, then you can go up here and click. There's a 4 little square box, and you just click to your layout, and it'll restore everything. Yeah, or you can go to setup, it looks like, and you can reset it to default. But if you saved your layout, I would just go and reopen your layout. No problem. Well, CLNE actually did just pop above that pre-market high, so I might actually start looking at CLNE. Doesn't have PR, but it is getting some buying volume out the gate. It's going to have resistance at 375. Maybe a little bit at 340. Which is, yeah, at 340 right where it hit. Well, actually, with this big upper wick, if this candle closes below that pre-market high, so wait a second. Yeah, no problem, Jersey. Yeah, this is the thing with those dead cat balances. It's usually the first or second day that they get the dead cat move. Oops, that's the wrong one. And you can see it got on the first day. I mean, it might have another day where it pops back up, but you just never know. You're just not gonna know what day it's gonna be. Let's see, TBLT. After this sell-off coming up, what's that drawn? Okay, AYR is selling off pretty hard. Well, net. Oh yeah, yeah. If the CEO bought that, and nobody else started buying in, then yeah, probably not a good thing. And it possibly could be a bounce play here on AIHS off of this past resistance back here. Let's remove that. They have a lot more liabilities now. They do have more revenue, though. More of a loss. I don't know. I don't know if I would consider it a win, but I would consider it, being smart by taking a small loss instead of a big loss. It's very important to keep your losses small. So, just as important as it is to making profits, you also have to do that. So, I mean, if you want to consider it a win, I could see that. Looks like we're getting maybe a bit of a triangle on this. Maybe. Let's see. Have to break over 350. CLSK broke out of this triangle. Cracking down. CLNE still pushing up. LEDX still moving up too. Oh yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that is right. You did have, that is right. The PDT rule kept you from selling yesterday. So yeah, in that case, I mean, that's kind of a crappy situation where you can't sell anymore because of PDT rule. But if you avoided a big loss in that situation, then yeah, I would consider that a win. You just bought AIHS at $1.89. Well, I mean, you're already up in profit, so you're not doing too bad. I mean, I would just be smart. If it struggles with this $2 area and can't break out of $2 or get over $2, then it may be an issue. Just make sure you have a real tight stop loss. If you're in at 189, you want to have a pretty, probably your stop loss under 183 or something. I don't know. You can see right now it's kind of struggling with two, but this candle still has 4 minutes to close. So there's some buyers, it looks like, trying to hold this up at 191. DLPN is trying to do something. Oh yeah, DLPN here. We got us a nice little triangle going on. We got some resistance right above that triangle, but this has no PR either. Yeah, see now AIHS is dropping below this. Bottom of this green candle, it may keep selling off. You at least want 179 to hold up. Buyers coming in at 144 here. Just don't bag hold it. If you bag hold it too long, end up taking a big loss. This is starting to pop a little bit here. I'm gonna go, I think, right here to break a 150. I'm going a little early. I should have waited for this candle to close, but I'm going a little early. Let's see if it can break out of this triangle or not. There's 150 is being some resistance, so it may not break out of this triangle. I may have jumped the gun. We'll see. Now 155 is a little bit worrisome if it does break out of this triangle. It's probably going to get hung up there, possibly. That buyer's trying to hold up 150. See, this candle's about to close. This candle is closing up, or did open above the triangle, but we gotta see. We want to see this candle close out of the triangle, above the triangle, because if it drops back down any lower, it could be a little sketchy. Let's see on the 1 minute. Yeah, I don't know. This is still a little sketchy. It's not one to break. Oh yeah, dropping a little hard here. If it starts dropping below 138, 139 again, I'm gonna get out. Yeah, it's starting to look a little sketchy. Yeah, so I'm getting out. So not breaking out of this triangle. That's why you gotta wait. This may actually end up being a bigger triangle than I thought it was. 136. Some buyers coming in there at 139. No. Just a second, guys. There we go. All right, my bad. My bad. I forgot I hit the button. But yeah, like I was saying, see, what was I saying? Uh, I done lost my train of thought now. Where are we at? DLPN. Yeah, on DLPN, I was saying, like Dom said, you gotta wait for that confirmation. I went early because this candle right here was breaking over the tops of these two candles, and the volume was pushing in, so I kind of got tricked. Well, not really tricked. I don't say tricked, but I hoodooed myself into jumping in this stock when, it's better to wait for confirmation. It's just a little mistake on my part, but I can't hold it up from where I got my entry at 150. I can't hold it all the way back down to 136. That's too much risk, because if it was to crack, this trend line, then I would be taking a lot bigger loss. So I had to get out, but as long as it stays in this triangle, it should be fine. Now, what I was saying, VUZI, I was telling you guys yesterday before I ended the stream, I was looking at VUZI and I was saying, watch this, keep an eye on this stock, put it on your watch list. I had no idea it was coming out with this PR, that it was going to be working with Verizon. But I'm familiar with this this company. I can't remember if I talked about it in one of the 5G videos or not, but I like this company because of their work. They're doing augmented reality glasses. And after I looked at the chart yesterday, I saw that there was a possibility if it broke 340 that it could go on a nice run. Just kind of so happens it came out with a great press release. But you definitely want to be looking here too right now. Right at the moment, there's no really pattern or anything you can get in on this with. It's just kind of went straight up because of this late morning PR. But very nice, VUZI. Very nice. Let's see what else we got. AIHS, yes, that sold off. That's still selling off. That's not doing too much. DLPN still holding up in this triangle. CLNE selling off. ALDX having a bit of a pullback. But 5 is going to be pretty strong resistance. If it can hold above 5, there might be something there. I think VUZI just got, yeah, they just customized something for a U.S. defense contractor yesterday, and now they're working with Verizon, so very interesting. Starting to get VUZI on the 5 minutes, looks like it's starting to flag a little bit. Kind of like a flat flag. It's starting to break out of that a little bit. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard when a stock comes out with PR like that and just shoots straight up, because it's kind of tricky to get an entry. But if this is a flag, there may be some potential there. Unless the flag cracks. Looks like $4 is trying to hold up a support. There's a big upper shadow on the 5 minute though. Is that where these tops of these candles are? 410, 415. And some resistance at 415 as well. Oh, now it's starting to crack out of this flag, so it's probably going to have a pullback now. I mean, it did just go from 330 all the way up to 430, so that was a whole dollar move it made right through there. Let's give VUZI a second to maneuver around. TBLT. I don't know what. See if this holds up as the trend line on DLPN. VUZI having a pullback now. It's probably gonna pull back to 363. Somewhere in that area, unless 375 holds up as support, but I don't think that, well, it might. At this point on VUZI, you gotta wait for some type of pattern. This flag's broke down. There's nothing there yet. Let's see, Solo popping back up. Well, DLPN's having a lot of selling pressure above it. And DLPN starting to crack a little bit. I think her swim glitching. What's going on here? Woo! Yeah, see that cracked hard right there. And that's why I didn't want to hold any longer than where that bottom of that trend line was, because if it cracked, it could crack hard, and I'd have took a lot bigger loss than what I took. So that's pretty much done for now. See, VUZI is trying to hold up. $375 it looks like. It was not a good day for you, Epic. Well, what you got to do is think about why you took a loss. Don't beat yourself up about it, but just think about it like, okay, why did I lose? Could I have avoided my losses and made it a smaller loss? Could I have avoided the entry altogether? Like on DLPN, that's what I was saying. I should have waited for confirmation. And because I didn't, I took a loss. So I took a bad entry on this, and that cost me. And I realized that. So that's what you got to do, is realize what mistake did you make. And then next time, remember that you made that mistake and don't make that mistake again. And I've pretty much been doing this all week, where I've been jumping in too early. So I really need to stop doing that. What's the SPY doing? SPY dropped down. Anything I'm missing? CLSK with a bit of a U shape here. Yeah, no FOMO. Exactly, Dom, because that's what I did, was got FOMO and jumped in there. And FOMO absolutely got me yesterday on solo because I missed my initial entry and then I jumped in later and ate a loss because I let my emotions get the best of me and make me jump in later. Yeah, the Chronicle, exactly. It's a never-ending struggle. It's a never-ending struggle of discipline and controlling your emotions. It's the hardest part of trading. Learning how to trade is not that difficult. It's actually executing and keeping your emotions in check that is the most difficult thing, at least for me, in my experience. AFH is interesting. Let's see, they got an extension of their agreement. It's making a nice slow build up. Looks like it's got resistance at 92 cents. I marked that line for some reason. I'm not sure. Let's see if it's back here. Yeah. Well, yeah, top of that candle. It is popping up. You can throw it on a trend line and just try to play this trend line. But it looks like it might have another pullback like this here soon. Let's see, let me see AFH. Pretty low float, good volume. Decent PRs. This is not a bad stock to look for a trade on. The only things I dislike about this is that 92 resistance ahead and then a dollar. A dollar is going to be pretty strong. EHS has had a lot of selling. Sold all the way back to this support down here. VUZI. Still having some trouble holding 375. Did just make a new high on AFH, new high of the day, and now it's starting to push for that 92 area, and actually it looks like it might break through that area. Yeah, it is pushing through that area. Just keep in mind, the trend line's back down at 80 cents, so it's about 14 cents off of the trend line. I'm going to move this one just so I can see this a little bit better in this one. I'm probably not planning on doing anything on this. I'm just watching right now. But I'm on a cash account, so I'm not shorting anything. Just keeping an eye on this because it is pretty low float, and it did go from 70 cents to 2.45 a little less than a month ago. Now I don't think it's going to go on a run that big again, but I am curious to see what it does at $1 if it gets up to $1. CLSK popping up out of this U shape right now. Looks like it's trying to break 4. No, it's getting hung up on 4. I'm going to take BF, whatever this is, off. This thing is just... sold off and sold off. This is going to have resistance at 427, the pre-market high. If it breaks 427, it's got room with the 458. Let's see, AFH all the way up to 95 so far. On average, I don't know, really average. I just take I don't take like, there's not like a certain amount of trades that I'm trying to take or anything like that. I just try to trade what the market gives me, and if it's a lot of trades, it's a lot of trades. If it's not, then it's a few trades. And plus with whatever, because I'm using such a small account, you know, I can only trade so much, a small cash account. Yeah, so if this can break $1, and Mike can make a little move up. I don't know yet though if it's even going to be able to break $1. Having a little bit of a sell-off here, but buyers are still holding it up. So CLSK did close over $4. See, AFH, that's the other one. So this is starting to. If this pulls back to the trend line and the trend line can hold, which would be about 3 or 4 more cents. CLSK pulling back a little bit here. BGI. You can see BGI. Yeah, it did just crack the trend line. I do like that it's above all the indicators. Add that to my watch list. See how many. Oh yeah, it's pretty low float too. It's worth keeping an eye on. Oh, give me just a second, guys. It's a pretty big pullback on CLSK. Oh, now it's starting to crack that support line, so that may not be nothing there. SPY dropping. Oh, the SPY. What is going on? SPY dumping. Interesting. See, sometimes you have to pay attention to the SPY, because if it directly starts dropping like that, other stocks can drop like that too. He says about the same exact time that CLSK was starting to run, and then all of a sudden the SPY drops and that drops. See if anything else dropped too. Yeah, everything's kind of... Well, TBLT still slowly climbing up. And if AFH drops right here, the SPY keeps dropping. It may not be a play for a little bit. It's starting to look kind of like it did yesterday, where we had a few little quick pops the first of the morning, and then everything just kind of died off. IHS did bounce off of here. Nice little bounce. 157 up to 173. But still, I wouldn't want to touch it yet, because the downtrend right there's your down. Actually, this is a big triangle. But you want to see us break over the downtrend before you look for an entry on this if you're thinking about it. And see it get back over 180 and hold that area. I don't know if it'll do that or not, because yesterday it went on a run and sold off all day, and it kind of looks like the same thing it's doing today. I don't know. AFH starting to crack that trend line a little bit. VZI is completely sold off so far. After that good PR, went on a quick run and now sell off. Taking TBLT off. It just doesn't have any volume right now. Even though it's in an upward trend, it just has no volume. Let's see, am I missing something anywhere? That's still selling off. VREI. CTEC. If ALDX, see 520, where'd you get held up at? 525. So ALDX, if it can try to break back over 5, it may have room up to 525, and then if it can break over that, there may be a possibility. No, it's not. And it looks like AIHS actually may crack out of this triangle and sell off even more here very shortly. See the spot. Whoops. SPY did a little bounce, but it's still downtrending. See, BGI is in a downtrend too. There's just nothing right at this moment that I see a possible entry on yet. There's just Solo is building higher lows. Also building lower highs, so we got a little symmetrical triangle going on right now on Solo, but still not close enough to the triangle. See BGI. Yeah, I mean possibly, but still, even you know, just looking at BGI, the downtrend line is way up here at 180, so it still has a ways to go before it really can do a trend reversal. So even if it, you know, comes up to that, I don't know. It's just there's nothing there to me yet on it. Like there's nowhere I'd want to take an entry at the moment at. See, where's this 200 day at on this? 200 days at 85. And that's where it bounced on this red candle. AAFH bounced off the 200. Oh, wait a second. Let's see here. VUZI is starting to pop back up a little bit again. Interesting. There's not a lot of volume on VUZI though at the moment. Very little volume. ALDX actually has got a trend line going. Possibly play that trend line. It's a pretty good partnership. DLPN trying to pop back up in the actually no, it'd be more like, yeah, there we go. I don't know, still on DLP, and even if it breaks out of the downtrend and it's still got 150 and 155 ahead, I'd want to see this break 150 and hold 150 before looking for a possible entry at this point. VUZI is slowly building up here. Get an ALT for a VWAP bounce. Got an ALT on my watch list. Let's see what I like. ALT. It's a little higher price than I want to play, but as long as $20 holds up, you're probably fine. If that holds up as support. DLPN pulling back. So nothing is doing anything so far. ALDX. There's no volume on ALDX. I'm just going to take this off. There's not been any volume in a while. You know why I'm looking at it. CEMI, nothing there. I'm taking CEMI off. So still a possibility. VUZI is a possibility. Yeah, that's what I was saying about DLP, and I wouldn't want to, at this point, I would not want to take an entry on this until it breaks over 150 and holds 150 as support. Because right now, it could go, it's just not a good entry in that area. VUZI is real quiet. Well, there you go. That's what you gotta do. You think about it and wait for, wait for confirmation. It's pushing back up right now after that dump, but as soon as this candle's fixing to close, got 30 seconds there. VUZI pulling back down even lower. So a little sell off there. Solo's starting to crack the bottom of this triangle, so Solo might sell off. Yeah, I don't blame you on DLPN. AIHS is in this ugly little triangle, but it's lost a lot of volume. I mean, this last candle was like 50,000 in volume, it looks like, maybe. Or maybe 500,000. Not a lot of volume. from what it had. So it's about 500,000. And then even if it does break out of this triangle, it's going to run into this 180 resistance. So I don't know how much further it's going to go. And it might be a possible 15-20 cents to get if it does start breaking out of this triangle. Look at this 1 minute. Is this a barcode? Best triangles is when there's not a lot of resistance ahead of it. You want, because see, there can be triangles, and there can be U-shapes, there can be all types of breakout patterns, but if resistance is right ahead of them, or multiple resistances, then you have to keep in mind that the rips may not be that hard out of the triangle. It may not be worth it to even look for an entry if it's just going to run into resistance as soon as it breaks out. So when you're looking for those type of breakout patterns, that's something you want to be looking for. How much resistance is ahead if this does break out? If there, if it's kind of like this where you got resistance at 180 and 175. The bottom of these two candles, 191, $2. Like there's quite a bit of resistance at this point because it's broke down all these support levels ahead of it. I'm not saying it's impossible that it'll break, but I'm just saying that it's for the perfect setup. You really don't want too much resistance ahead of it. Let's see, AIHS. You're in at 150. Oh, if you're in 150, you're doing all right. So there's a big seller sitting at 163. Let's see if they get ate up. So you're starting to get a little action now, a little bit of volume. But the volume's starting to come in right here at the tip of the triangle. So see a buyer coming in at 159. And the buyer's he got taken out. Well, no, he's still a little bit in there. There's a few buyers still in there at 159. But you want to see volume start ramping up if it's going to push through this. Okay. 160 is holding at some resistance, but buyers are trying to take it out. I can see a lot of 160 orders coming through on the time and sells. 160 is still holding up. Okay, so 160 broke down. Oh. Now big seller at 159. So yeah, there's a lot of selling pressure still on this. Not enough buyers coming through yet to push it up. Let's see, they're taking out that 159 though, so there you go. Now back up through 160. See, right now it's kind of been a tug of war. It's back and forth, and then you see there again now, back below 160. But you want to see it start holding over 160 soon. If it doesn't start holding over 160, then it's probably going to come back down. Because right now it's a lot of uncertainty whether or not buyers have control. It looks like sellers still kind of have control of this. There just hasn't been enough volume either yet to come in and push it over. See BGI a little bounce. Alright, AFH still hasn't sold off. Completely yet. Still could possibly be something there. DLPN looks like it's going to just drop off. Just leave that on there. VUZI cracking that. So VUZI just going sideways at the moment. Solo cracking that triangle, so that's done. Nothing is doing anything. I mean, you can draw a possible starting trend line on BGI, but what's up? What's up, One Life? Going in with the cool cats and kittens, huh? I mean, that's fine, Donna. You know, if you got 10 cents, 10 cents is not a bad. It's not a bad profit. It's just at that point, you know, it's a little sketchy of which way it's going to go. It looks like it's starting to try to hold over 160. Was what I was saying is you just need to wait and see if it can start holding 160 and see if volume starts coming in. There's still a lot of selling pressure in this, but it's starting to kind of look like maybe buyers might be trying to take control, but there's still just not a lot of volume comparatively to what it's had. Looks like it's going to try to push the 164 here. So it's hitting 165, which is right where the 9 is, and it's getting held up there. See if buying keeps coming in, if this pushes over 165. That's alright, Donna. You got out when you felt comfortable getting out, and you got out with a profit, so that's the important thing. You know, that's what matters. Like you may have left some money on the table on this, but it could have easily just dropped on you and you could have lost money. So, you know, that you made that decision, and that was probably a good decision because you made a profit. So, made some money back on BGI. Nice, Epic. Oh, this little pop up. There's just nothing to me that is just like standing. Oh god, Solo's really selling off. I'm gonna take Solo off my watch list for now. Solo is really having issues with this above that $5 area. If Solo can kind of stay in between, let's say the 425 and the $5 area, maybe tomorrow and Monday, maybe next week sometime, we can see Solo might have another breakout. But as of right now, it's not going to break out today. Not the way it's selling off. So I'm going to just take it off my watch list for now. VUZI still just... Still just slowly moving. Barely any volume. Let's see, AIHS still hasn't even broken over 165 yet, so it may not get a full-on reversal. That may be all it had, was that little 10 to 15 cent bounce there. Especially if it starts dropping back below 160. Yeah, and then it started cracking back below. Still a little early. Still a little early on this, but there's just not a lot of volume. Let's see, how is Virgin Galactic doing? Okay. Not a lot of explosiveness going on right now. SPY is dropping down pretty nasty like. This is a pretty nasty drop so far. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a drop. But it's pretty much the biggest drop in the past 5 days, though. Interesting. What is the market dropping hard for right now? It's dropping even more. So if overall the markets are dropping, people could be pretty cautious. QQQ taking over as the better ETF. I mean, QQQ is dropping too. It's not dropping as hard as the SPY, but it is dropping too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to expect too much of a big breakout with everybody pulling money out of the market right now. All-time highs. What are you talking about? You're talking in short sentences. I don't know what you're talking about. QQQ had all-time highs? Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So the Dow... No, that couldn't be right. Did the Dow hit all-time highs? Can I look at the Dow on there? I don't remember. No, that's not the right thing. Where's my phone? If the Dow hit all-time highs, then I could see a big pullback happening, because that would make sense. No, the Dow didn't hit full-time highs either. Looks like the DJI, that's what it is. Oh, I can't look at it up on that was a dot. Let's see. No? Okay. Thought maybe I could pull the Dow up on Thinkorswim, but I guess I can't. That's why I usually use the SPY, because it usually acts the same way the QQQ tracks the NASDAQ 100. Okay. I'll throw the QQ down here just as I've not noticed that. Like, so what are you saying, One Life? Are you saying people are starting to use QQQ more than the SPY? Let me see if I can change this volume. Changes. Come here. Get out there. That out of here. Well, SPY has more volume. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, One Life. I'm getting confused. Yeah, I can see what... I don't know what you're saying. Just message me and tell me what you're saying, because I'm really not getting what you're trying to say. VBI? That's not giving me anything. Oh, in your opinion, it's going to be... Okay. Okay. I thought you were saying something. AFH just cracked that trend line. Woo, we're getting some cracks here. BGI starting to crack. AIHS starting to crack. This is not looking like a good day. Everything is cracking. Well, CLSK is held up a little bit, starting to build a little bit higher lows. VIV, okay. VBIV. Got some pretty strong resistance at 415. Boy, that line's crooked. You got some support at 375. CTEK did pop out of this downtrend, but it's coming back down now. DIA is the Dow? Oh, okay. No. That's not the. What are you talking about? That's not the Dow. That says. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. So I said diamonds right there. Yeah, so that's the same thing as the SPY, basically. Yeah, the SPY and the Dow look exactly the same. That's why I just use the SPY. I mean, they look exactly the same. It's like barely any difference. Yikes, what an ugly day so far. Assuming if the Dow dropped that hard. Spell that backwards. Yeah, Tesla's dropping. I assume everything else is dropping if the Dow's dropping. VUZI starting to crack that trend line. I don't like none of it. NAPT. Roku. Is Roku's ticker symbol Roku? Alright, that's kind of a random rip. That's a. I can't explain this rip. I guess is in a channel. And it broke out of a channel. It's not a very long channel. I don't know, it seems kind of random. 315 up to 358. Seems kind of pumpy. There's no PR. There was absolutely no volume. So all of a sudden somebody decided to come buy 1.3 million shares. Oof. Woo. Ouch. Ouch. Anybody who bought in up here just got destroyed. That was horrifying. It just dropped all the way to 308. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not touching that. That's scary. I felt the pain of other traders who just got hit with this big red candle. I felt the pain from here. There was a trader somewhere in like Japan or something who thought he was going to get ahead. It was on the other side of the world, and I just felt his pain come through on that red candle. Like my soul just cringed so hard when I saw that candle drop down. Just like, oh, that's gotta hurt. Yikes. It was in an inverted head. Let me look at this again. Oh, you said on the 4 hour. I don't think I have the 4 hour chart. I wonder how many people use 4 hour charts. I kind of see what you're saying, but I don't know. It's not anything that I deal with. I don't really look at inverted head and shoulders, and I don't look at 4 hour charts. But I will believe you if that's what you're saying it is, that it ripped. Because I don't see any other reason for it to rip, so it must be that pattern you're specifically talking about. But still, after this big of a drop in one candle, I'd be real cautious about trading it. I don't like anything. Let's see, what is Roku? Let me look at Roku. Oh, Roku is Roku. Looks like Roku's kind of curling over. Oh, you meant on Roku. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Jersey's talking about NAPT. You're talking about Roku. Now I'm with you. I was really confused on NAPT about that being an inverted head and shoulders. So you're saying the inverted head and shoulders is on Roku on the 4-hour. To me, it kind of looks like just a regular head and shoulders. You got a shoulder here, you got the head through here, and then you got another shoulder here. So on the 5-minute, it just looks like just a regular old head and shoulders, not an inverted head and shoulders. Let's see what you're looking like on the 4-hour here. No, I know I'm on the 5-minute. That's what I'm saying. The 5-minute chart, I mean, what? How many days are you looking back on this time frame? Because I would be concerned right now with the 5-minute chart showing the head and shoulders than I would on 180 days. So are you looking at this like a swing or something? Yeah, I see what you're saying, One Life. It just looks like it broke out over that resistance. I mean, it's very easy to make patterns in the stock market, too, because, I mean, I can draw this straight across that 135 like One Life's talking about, and it looks like kind of a triangle breakout, too. But if you're looking at it as a day trade, I'd be concerned with it being a head and shoulders pattern. I don't know if you're looking at it like a... Turn my volume off. I don't know if you're looking at it like a swing trade or long term or what you're talking about particularly, but for a day trade, I would probably be pretty nervous. Whoops. All right, guys. Let's see. I don't see PGI cracking off too. Yeah, I don't see much else going on. I think I'm going to call it a day. So if there's any more questions, yeah, everything's selling off. Any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, get those in. We'll give the stream about 10 more minutes here. But I'm not particularly... seeing anything. One Life, are you looking at anything? Okay. I mean, if you took Roku at the trade at the breakout area back here, if you got him back here, that's fine. From where the timing that you're saying it though, I thought maybe you were talking about looking at it as a trade right now, and like right now at this point, I don't particularly see a trade except maybe if it can hold up this 140 area or that 135. Well, no, 135 would be way back down here. If it gets back down that low, probably not going to do anything. Everything looks like trash in Pennyland. That's what I was thinking too, One Life. But yeah, if your strategy's working, then stick to it. I have no problem if you made money on this rip. Like you have to keep in mind, I can only read what your guys are typing. So if it's not a lot of detail there, I kind of have to guess what you're meaning by what you're saying. Because I thought you were just saying there was an inverted head and shoulders. Um, yeah, I mean, the overall chart on VUZI, and that's why I was charting it out yesterday. I actually did swing VUZI on my portfolio account, on my just regular portfolio with all my long term holds. I had a little bit of extra money, and I ended up swinging and getting in VUZI, I think, at like 30 minutes before market close yesterday at 322. Um, but it was a very small position, very very small position. Like I think it was like 15 or 20 shares. I didn't have a lot of money left in the portfolio. It was just kind of some dividend payments that had added up. So I said, "Oh, why not? I'll throw VUZI from the way I looked at from when I looked at it yesterday." And I'm still holding it. I didn't sell during this. I probably should have, but I'm still holding it for now. I mean, I don't know if I'd get in at 350. I'm in a lot lower than that. Um, but yeah, I kind of think VUZI could be a decent swing if you can get the right price. You can get it lower. Because if you look at the max chart, it's been on this, it was on this kind of downtrend where, and it's kind of to that point to where it's like kind of breaking out of the downtrend that it's been on for a little while. And it's slowly making its way up, but that 340 area was a tough area. So if it can hold above 340 today, then maybe it could be a decent swing. But I also am not the best swing trader. I'm not particularly fond of swing trading. That's why that's why I don't hardly do it. So I mean, it is possible that it could be a decent swing. Um, but at this point, you really want to see 340 hold up and 330. If it was to drop below 330 or 340, then this momentum that it's been getting the past 5 days is gonna lax off some. Because if it drops through, if it cracks through 340, it'll drop to 330, and then if that cracks, it could easily drop down to 310, and then you'll be somewhere over here on the chart, and the momentum will be shifted a little bit. So then at that point, it could be sketchy. I liked it better I liked it better yesterday as a swing than I like it as a swing today. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about right now. I'd like to see how it closes. All right, you guys, you in One Life, you Junior in One Life, you guys can figure that out. Whether you may be both right. There may be an inverted head and shoulders pattern there, and it may look like a breakout pattern to one of you. That's what I say. That's why I always say there's so many different strategies and ways to make money in the stock market. It's all about you as a trader and how you perceive things. But you also don't want to be perceiving all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. Like you want to make sure that you're consistently seeing the same patterns over and over again. I'm not saying One Life and Junior is perceiving anything crazy. I'm just saying it is very easy to learn some patterns and then start saying that everything is that pattern, So you gotta Like you could be like, oh, that's a triangle. I mean, that kind of is a triangle, but it's not really a reason, not really a triangle that really makes sense. So it's very easy to do that. So you gotta be smart on everything. But very easily, you both could be right. I don't know how I just did that, but that was neat. That's what I'm saying. Like you're probably right. There probably is an inverted head shoulders pattern. Facts. Hey, One Life is starting to speak facts now. And One Life is kind of getting at what I was saying earlier about AIHS, where I was like, this is a triangle on this, but you have to have volume breaking through the pattern and stuff like that. So like even if you have a pattern, you can have all kinds of patterns, but if the whole overall picture of the stock is not making sense with that pattern, then it doesn't really matter about the pattern. So like on AIHS, back here it was like blah, been going sideways, whatever. Gets this big rip today in pre-market, and it sells off and it's in its downtrend, but it sells off and breaks so many support lines, and then the volume is slowly dying off the whole time to the tip of this triangle, and then you did get a little pop, but not anything that would actually really count as a big breakout. So you got to be looking for the whole picture. You need to see volume. Like it would have been a lot more significant triangle pattern if instead of, if I can remove this, if instead of it dropping below this right here, if it would have held up on this candle, say this red candle would have opened and it would have held up, and then your next candle would have been there a little bit higher, and your triangle was more like this, and so the movement's coming up, that would have been a little bit more significant of a triangle because it didn't sell off almost all of its gains. This is at this point down here, this is already more than 50% of the gains sold off. So a lot of the buyers are out of it. But if it would have held here, that would have been less buyers who would have got out of it. Because if anybody bought, right through here, they might not have sold yet until this cracked. When this cracked, the rest of the buyers probably got out. So patterns are good and all that, but you have to understand the price action, the volume, the whole entire picture. You got to put it all together in one picture to make it make sense. What's up, Sways? Long time no see, buddy. I haven't really been killing it. I've just kind of been going up and down and up and down, up and down. But one good thing, Sways, is I haven't took a very big loss or a big loss in a long time. I've managed to keep my losses very, very small. So that's a step up than a couple of months ago, where sometimes I would just hold for no reason. Been up and down too. It's the market since COVID. The markets have been just every day just different. You start off with a hot Monday, then you have a slow dead Tuesday, and then you have like a mediocre Wednesday. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky to figure out market conditions every day. What is going to be like? That's kind of like one of the things I've been struggling with. So figured I'd keep my stop losses as tight as possible, and it won't really matter. Yeah. A Manic Monday? What's a Manic Monday? Do we have did I say Manic Monday? I don't know if I did or not. I might have. I don't even know why I'm looking at all this. This is all terrible looking. Rewind the tape? That'd be interesting if I could do that. Alright, guys. Nah, one life I want to jump on the live streams anymore. Say I don't want to be associated with my stupid face. One Life said he's way too pretty to be beside the likes of pawn scum like me. Isn't that right, One Life? Oh man, wrong lid. Yeah, I know One Life, I know. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Sway. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from YouTube channels and other people and stuff like that to just be in solitary and focus on trading, get a clear picture, because it is tricky. It is very tricky. You know, trying to balance it all. Yeah, you too, Sways. You too. Maybe after the election, everything will calm down and the markets will kind of get back to a stable place where there's not so much volatility. Usually October, November, December are pretty good months in the market anyway. Usually. But it's an election year and it's wonky. Every election year is always wonky. I guarantee if I look back on the SPY. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see back here in 2016. Where'd we go? 2016, right here. Before 2016, markets going nice, steady climb, steady climb, steady climb. Into 2015, and then as soon as we get into 2016, election year, blah. And then towards the end of the year, it started coming back up some. You know, if I look back even further, 2012, look at this. Always before election years, it gets a little wonky. Of course, let's see, right here's the end. But you can see July, summer months, sell off. A little bit of rebound towards the end, then sell off right around election, and then after election, run up. So you just keep going back. It's similar. It's always similar. You see, 2008, we had the market crash, so that's what all this is. But, you know, that was an election year too, I think. Let's see, 2004. 2004 was alright, but you can see it kind of went sideways through 2004, a little bit down, and then a rebound at the end of the year. So, oh, nice, Mark. ALT got the nice VWAP bounce. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Nice VWAP bounce there on a higher price stock. Yeah, now it's calming down. See how the SPY is dumping hard. Huh. So, alright, guys. I'm going to call it a day. Appreciate everybody joining me, as always. I'm never... There's a bunch of news on the spy. There's one about Michigan. Governor Whitmore to give live update on coronavirus at 11:30. Expected to announce additional restrictions. So if there's starting to be talks of more states shutting down again, then the market may dip again. And then Fauci's talking about the hope is to have a vaccine by the beginning of the year. Coronavirus cases up. In Florida. And then the U.S. Supreme Court rules the House of Representatives can get Trump's financial records. So, yeah, you better hop off this stream, One Life, and go watch what your governor's saying. Might not be able to go get any Starbucks anymore. Who knows? But yeah, alright guys. Appreciate everybody joining me. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.